Hello gamers and welcome to some more preview content for Steel Division 2 with the Slovak National Uprising, the second Allied division. After I've shown you already the really good first Czechoslovak Army Corps. And this is like, you get some German equipment, some escaped prisoners of war, you get Allied support, mainly the Americans. You also get some French former POWs probably, you get Soviet reinforcements, and they were actually considered for a Nemesis DLC, the second Nemesis DLC together with Tatra. Tatra made it into the game as a free DLC now. Slovak National Uprising is in the Dukla Pass DLC, but it's different than initially planned. You get some biplanes as well, so some new equipment in there, some light tanks, you get some German tanks as well. So let's take a look at this. It's quite the interesting, mix-up of units. You get quite expensive recon slots, infantry really cheap, tank okay-ish for an infantry. Well, it's kind of like a mechanized division, so it's only decent, I think. Support is decent, anti-tank is also only decent, anti-air not great, artillery good, and air all very decent. Even good, I'd say. So let's start taking a look at the units. You get those paratrooper units, and like I've mentioned in the other video, they fight in A phase and B phase for the first Czechoslovak Corps, and then they are dropped here. So lots of new units here. Radar shock, 15 points. There is also the Parasaperi in C phase, but there's not this 15-point Saperi with the HE grenade. You do get the Titsky Streltsy. Yeah, that's quite beefy. 13 men strong. Pretty damn cool, I think. They also come in this new truck, the Praga RV, which has like the stats of Noble Blitz. Maybe it is Noble Blitz of sorts. You get a really nice unit here with the Lovtsi Tanku. In B phase, they've got a PTRD, but they also have a bazooka, which is really nice. You could upvet them, but you lose 6. So probably don't upvet them, even though their accuracy goes up quite a bit. 7 men strong, quite the nice unit. As an infantry unit, it does change the front line. You get the, like I've mentioned before, the Parasaperi, 1 card. You get the Parachutisti DT with 3 DT rifles, but only in C phase. You get the Partizani Suvorovci, 3 MP40s, 9 PPS 43, and a Molotov cocktail. That's a really cool CQC unit that you can bring in. Yeah, that drops quite a bit in B phase already, just 20 points. And radar trait and radio, so that's pretty cool. And you get the 9 cards of Strelkies. You could bring, all, well, not all, but you could bring, almost fill the entire tab with Strelkies, and that would give you, if you bring them in B phase, well, let's do it more realistically, you bring some in A phase, and you would also maybe bring some in C phase. You could get like 138 Streltsy. And that's not a bad unit. They are 10 men strong. You get AT capabilities and 1 automatic rifle, so they can do a little bit of CQC as well. So that's really good. Then you get the Velitel's Strelkov with radio and 4 men in A phase, no special stuff, 8 men in B phase. Quite the nice stuff. Also, I think this is new camouflage here. Not 100% sure on the Kübel. You get the OSS leader with commander trait. 8 men strong. They know how to fight. They can only come in B phase. 6 men strong. Double vetted with smoke. Then you get the Velitel, so that's like your paratrooper unit. You get 12 in C phase, single vetted. You get 3 cards of Partigiani, so basically kind of like the Partigiani, they kind of join the battle in B phase. So you have like your Slovak former, your army troops in A phase. Then in B phase, the partisans join, and then you've got your C phase paratroopers. So interesting loadout with the MP44s and SMGs, bolt action rifles and sniper rifle, and it's also 12-man strong and radar trained. So actually quite the nice unit. You get 3 cards, and you get a lot of infantry in this division. You get the Partisani Foch with an MG42, with like French, probably former prisoners of war, and an automatic rifle as well. 3 MP41s, only in B phase. You get more partisans, the Partisans OSS, and that's a bazooka troop, which is quite nice, with an MG34 as well, and yeah, rifles and SMGs. A B phase and C phase. You see the American helmet. It's probably like a former POW, this dude. And then you get Saperis with the Granatbüchse, 5 damage, not too bad. And explosives, so quite nice actually. 2 cards, and you get 2 cards of Strelky LK, and the difference is where are they? Difference is they actually cost 5 point more and trade 2 rifles for 1 more automatic rifles and an anti-tank rifle, and they lose the anti-tank grenade. Interesting unit as well. 4 cards, and then you get the Strelky P Postrach with a Panzerschreck. So that's really cool. So you get bazooka and Panzerschreck in here. And you get the Padakovi Strelky with sniper and 2 automatic rifles, A phase locked in this case. It's a paratrooper unit that was trained by the Germans. And then you get 1 card of Velitel's Saperov leader. Very beefy, 12-man strong, have to come in A phase. Could be an interesting option if you're happy with having 3 leaders that are quite beefy. Tank tab. Lots of tiny tanks, and some of them are known. Like this is like the tank, the Panzer 38T from the Tatra. And I think this one is already included, the Panzer 35. Maybe in Korek, I'm not quite sure. But there are lots of some new tanks like the 34 and the 40. I think. Yeah, and this 40 is basically a 34, but with a better tank gun. So here you get 8 unvetted, 16 in B phase, or 24. You could really spam that. Then you get this one with 40 mil penetration as well, but the better armor. You get 2 leader variants as well, so you could get 10-point leaders in 3 of them. Really interesting as well, I think. Then you get the LT VZ40. Like I said, shitty armor, but a better gun. A phase locked. You get 8. Here you would get 8 as well. So I think this is. It's also faster. So I think this is better engine probably. So this is the better option in my opinion. Then you get the 38 with better armor and better tank guns, so this is a good option. Then you get the Panzer 2C, another leader option with an autocannon. You get the Panzer 3N and the Stück 3G with reduced availability, I think, because usually you would get 3 double vetted, I think. And the German tanks are phase locked to A phase, so this hurts the division a bit, I think. In the support tab, Recon tab, you get this new, armored Recon vehicle with 2 machine guns for just 5 points, but no radio. This is also new, I think, with a Breda gun. It's kind of like a carrier. Imagine being in that thing, no radio. and it can shoot planes. And you get the Preskrumni Tim. We've seen that before, which is kind of like an Aufklärer squad. And they can come in a Kubel MG as well. No transport is bad. Yeah. And then you get the Odstrelovac, also like we've seen, this is the sniper team, 2-man strong. And you get the Para Odstrelovac. I don't know why they don't have radar trait. Semi-automatic rifle here. And as you can see, the bolt action rifle actually has the better accuracy, and also you can see the it's phase locked to C-phase the paratroopers. This one ain't phase locked, but it's forced double vet, so yeah. You get 2 cards of this nice paratrooper radio unit, 9-man strong, really good CQC, and then you get the Preskrumnici, also available in every phase, 4-man strong, but I don't think that's worthwhile, in my opinion. So we did do the tank tab already, we did do infantry. Now let's go to support. You get the 50mm mortars, very good, 800-meter range. You can get you have 2 cards. You get the Para-Maxim C-phase locked because it's paratrooper, but you get a ton. You get the ZB-53. This is like known from the Romanian divisions. This type of weapon, it's not that great, but the range is good. You get the Paradushka, you get 4 cards of that. Then you get the Paradushka. That would probably also shoot down planes. You get quite the nice availability, but it's C-phase locked as a paratrooping unit. You get 2 cards of IG-18s, unfortunately only in the truck. You get the 3 cards of MG-42, so you can really spam out infantry with HMG in this division. You get the O, which might be really nice for multiplayer, like 10v10 as well. You get the very fantastic OB gun, but only in C-phase because it's paratrooper. 3 cards of ammunition in this new truck. And then you get your leader options. You get Jedburgh, which is your British option, commander. B-phase locked though, but I think quite interesting with the gammon bombs and smoke, 3 SMGs. You get the new Stupny Dostojnek with the Southern anti-tank rifle. So this is like a beefy commander that you can already bring in A-phase. And I think also very interesting, just for 115 points you get the tank. A bit more beefy, but it will go into a lot. It won't go down to infantry at mid-range unless it's like, you know, you got close and it's a bazooka or something, or Piat unit. But obviously it's more visible. Stealth is medium as opposed to good and exceptional for these guys, and you can't put them into a house. Here you get the anti-tank gun. This kind of like M37, I think, sort of. AP shells and HE shells, 1k range. For just 10 points, it's quite decent against certain divisions. I think that's more something for if you know the division you're playing against in a tournament game, because you also have lots of light tank options. And then you get Solothurn, quite nice, 2-man strong. With the BMW 750, quite fast. You get some more anti-tank teams with 3 PTRDs and anti-tank grenades. I think that's not too bad, but it's only in C-phase, but you get 15. And you get the PAK 36. And come in a Kübel, 4 double vet, 6 of them. And you get the M42. Interesting thing is you do get it with Para, with APCR, but only in C-phase. And you get the PAK 38 in a Kübel, so quite fast. And then you get a card of Mother 3s. I think they got buffed in the last patch, I'm not quite sure. Availability buff. So here you can bring 3 double vet in A phase. But the thing is, all your good tanks are also A-phase locked, so that's a bit unfortunate. And then you get Pak 40 here. AA, you get this new 20mm Oberlikon, Swiss made. Not quite sure how good it actually is. Could be good. And you get 2 cards of Flak 37, so they are not that great. I think they might get buffed a little bit, but I'm not sure. Only 2 cheap slots, not too great. Here you get your usual kind of Beobachter unit. You do get 80mm. I think these guns have been more or less in the game. You get this one that also has heat shells. Range ain't great for heat shells, but you can bring that. You get the Polny Cannon, HE and Smoke, and that's 10 rounds. It's actually quite nice. You get the Artillery Commander, and here you get the some radio artillery as well. 100mm leichte Feldhaubitze. You get leichte Feldhaubitze 18M. So which one is actually better? Probably the 50.1 with more higher rate of fire, and yeah, higher rate of fire and more shells. Availability in A-phase, for example, is 3 single vat, and this is only 2. They could come with ammunition as well, quite nice. And you get the Minome 10 cards, so you could bring quite a bit of them. You can't even bring all of them. Going all in with mortar spam. Then you get this new artillery observer. It's 105mm HE shells, not too great, but for the opening quite nice potentially. You get 105mm Ruby AA gun, also fantastic. Rate of fire and smoke. Availability drops a bit, as you can see. And then you get another new plane. This is actually quite funny. Unfortunately, they don't have Recon, so I think they will disappear once you've used them. The same applies to this plane. But an interesting option for an off-map early on. Then you get the Para Mortar. Possibly an interesting option for C-phase, depending on your playstyle. And then you get 10 of this. Rate of fire is abysmal, but this is a new one. 150mm HE shells. I think we've seen it in the other Czech division as well. And here it's actually quite an interesting option with regards to damage output. So actually quite nice. And where do we have the ones with AT capabilities? I think it's only this one. 70mm indirect fire. That's maybe an interesting option for early on, and you can bring it kind of like behind your front line, and if something breaks through, they can shoot. The rate of fire is quite nice, so this is an interesting option, I think. Air tap. You get this kind of new Recon plane as well. Exceptional agility. Force vet. You get this new biplane as a fighter of sorts. And you get this one, which is also kind of like a fighter, but it has the turret. So 2 turrets, and again 2 turrets. So it's supposed to have 4 in the turret. I don't really see that. I see 2. I'm not quite sure where this other turret is supposed to be. And you do get a lot of bombs. The bomb loadout is actually quite nice, but you only get 2. Price is cheap though. But resilience is bad, so I think a Stuka is potentially better. And then the ME 109 E4, which is kind of like the BF 109 E4, which is a pretty bad fighter. You get another Recon plane here with bombs, so that's quite nice. The Focke-Wulf 189A1. And only one dude sitting inside. ME109, the BF109 G6 basically. Also not a very good fighter, but compared to this one, I think it's, with regards to the weapon loadout, it's even worse, kind of. It is much faster though, and has worse agility. So not too sure what to take. This is kind of like a Soviet plane, which is possibly the best option with regards to fighters, but also again the damage output with 220 mils ain't that great. You get the Mitchell bomber with 1250 kg bombs, not too great, and you get an LA5FN. That is pretty cool because it has the light payload, so it recharges quite fast. You can use it as a fighter as well, and I think this might be worth bringing in B phase as opposed to, where is it? LA5N as opposed to the fighter variant. Availability obviously is worse, but still. And then LI2NB. Not quite sure which bomber this is, but loadout 1000 kg in total. This one also 1000 kg, but 10 bombs, so wider spread, and worse price, both face locked. And then you get the P51, which is probably your best fighter. And I mean, look at that. This is just, I think they get buffed or got buffed, because if you compare that to the, where is it again? To the LA plane. You know, why would I take the LA5FN with worse availability, worse agility, potentially what? I mean, it won't overshoot as much, but still, I think the P51 is the better option. Then the SM84 might be new. The bomb loader is actually quite nice, very good resilience. 2 heavy bombs. If you compare to these, it's also faster. It has better, has the better resilience. You get the Mitchell bombers, also very good. 4 times 250 kg, and another LI variant with 2 500 kg bombs, also quite nice, pretty slow, only medium resilience. And then you get a Mosquito plane from Canada with napalm. A very interesting division. I think it leans a bit towards a V for victory build due to the due to the infantry coming in C phase, the paratroopers. But then again, the AA and the tank dep on the first map potentially. So let's build this as a. The Partisanis in B phase are pretty cheap. We have lots of tanks in A phase, so I'm inclined to build this as a V for victory for forest maps, and then go like this. And then let's build the division. We take these in C phase because they're just too good to not take. And then we get 8 of these or 8 of these. These are faster and have more damage output, so let's get 8 of these in A phase. And I do want some snipers potentially. But this squad is also quite nice. Yeah, we're taking 1. This one ain't that great. No special units, but the I think I might end up with the sniper in the cubel, like this, potentially. We'll see. Here I do want to take some CQC paratroopers. Let's go with the paratroopers first. I want to try out the new stuff for sure. So this is like these. I'm going to double vet them because they are so costly. The Panzerschrecks in A phase or B phase is 6 to 12. What about the other guys? The bazooka guys come in B phase. That's also single vet. Actually, unvetting, not having them vetted is also interesting, but I think we should vet them. We will have more than enough infantry, I believe, once we finish this. Partisani Foch, because they're new in B phase. Partigiani with sniper rifles, also interesting unit. They can come in C phase though, so let's put them in C phase. The Strelki in A phase. We need some units in A phase as well. And I think we did have some. The Tanku. Huh. Also B phase. Well, we can bring the Partigiani OSS in C phase. Here we see the American dude for the OSS. And then we can bring... Oh, this is also such a good unit. These guys in B phase, there will be so much bazookas, so many bazookas, it's incredible. And I do want to bring a leader. Ideally a B phase leader, the OS. I'm inclined to bring the 8-man leader. Simply because it's 8 leaders. But these 8 leaders can't... I'm missing out on these guys, unfortunately. But, you know, what shall I do? There's only that many slots. We don't have much infantry in A phase, but there will be more tanks in A phase, I'd say. So let's see. So Perry, we didn't have any Strelki LKs yet. I think I'd rather have the Strelki LK. They're a bit more costly, but I think they will hold up better. Now these guys are A phase. These guys are C phase. And these guys are 8-man in B phase. Sorry, 6-man in B phase. And they are 3-men only. They are 12, which is really nice, but only in A phase. So I think I'll take the OSS leader with their commando trait. So this is like a bit C phase heavy, I think. And most likely not enough in A phase. But we are kind of forced to bring a lot of tanks in A phase, so we will just spend the points in A phase as well. This will come unvetted. I don't like how it goes down. I do want to bring... Gets 3 with everything. Which tank is potentially better? The infantry support tank, I'd say. And then we're going to take... the Panzer 38 in A phase, 9 of them. We could take these leaders in B phase, and we could take these spammy troops in B phase as well. But I don't think we will. It's not worth it. Here we're going to take 1 card of 80mm mortars. We're going to take some... The Dushka would be nice. Some NG42s in A phase. The OB gun in C phase, single vetted. I do want to take the commander. We will have quite a bit of leadership. I think we're going to take these guys because they are so chunky. But these guys have exceptional stealth. They will be hard to spot. So let's actually take these guys. Have some British as well. This can be brought in A phase, but not very fast, unfortunately. We also lack 2k AG, obviously, as you can see. And now it's already quite expensive, unfortunately. So yeah, I think one more C-phase machine gunner would be quite nice. But we do have the sniper rifle here with the Partizani, so that much. How much infantry do I have? 119. Anti-tank. We're definitely going to take the Marder because we don't have that many tank options. We're going to take Pak 40 in B phase. Not with ammunition. And this one is actually quite nice, but in C phase we won't really need it. This is also C phase, we won't really need it in C phase either. It's just 1k range. This one has heat. We could use it like a Püppchen. Yeah, let's maybe take this. I would like to bring that in C phase, but should we bring it in A phase with ammunition? Because we do have some points in A phase. But in the deep, no, let's not take this for now. Let's go to the next step first. EA, I want to try out the this in A phase and in C phase. Artillery. We're going to use this as our A phase. Artillery slash AT gun. We have 10 cards of this. That's insane. We're going to bring this in. We're going to bring one of these in A phase. I think they all have the same loadout, so we're going to bring the slightly faster one in A phase. This is with radio, which is quite nice. Let's bring this as a cheap artillery option in B phase for lots of AG. Let's bring this in C phase because it's got quite the bang. And also smoke for pushing. And I think we need more leadership. Also we have the commander, so let's bring the artillery leader in C phase so that we get a lot of leaders. Air tab. We're going to try out the new bomber in A phase. I'm going to take this one in B phase. And air recon, I think I'm going for this one because it can drop a bomb as well, even though this being spammy is kind of helpful. Let's go for this one in A phase. And I think I want the bomber with the light payload. This one. Unvetted. And I do want the SM. Okay, this is B phase locked. I'd love to have that in C phase. Could I get the Mitchell in C phase? I could. Same availability though as this one in B phase. It's slower. Can shoot a bit more. Now then let's bring this in B phase. And that's already it. It's a really wild division with regards to slot costs. I think if you wanted to, yeah, I think it seems nice like this, but I think what you should do is play this Maverick, to be frank. And then you have your tanks in A phase and then in your normal infantry, and then you bring your partisans in B phase. And that is when you have to win the game, I think. And V for victory is more than 1,000 points. I don't even know if I have enough stuff to spend points on the nave phase with this build. But this will be very, very spammy. And oh, I've got 2 cards of Parachutiste here. That's a mistake. I misclicked here. Oh, that's good. So we can have 1 more A-phase card. So I do have the Strelki, else we have some other Strelki, some more cheap Strelkis. These or these? What's better? I think I go for the 13 dudes. Oh, this is actually much better now. Feel a bit more relaxed now. Partisan Foch is something in this build-up. They don't really fulfill a need, but they're like a 2 LMG line infantry. In this sense, they kind of make sense in V-phase as well. Yeah, let's build it like that for the fun. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Until then, bye for now.